Hi, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode on the show BTSInHealth with Dr. Ron. And if you're new here, my name is Ronald, and I talk about everything healthcare, health tech. I talk about alternative careers. I do live interviews. So if that's the kind of content you sign up for, you're in the right place. So just hit the subscribe button so that you'll be the first to get notified when my videos go live. So my last episode, I talked about how you can start a career in report writing, and on today's episode, I'll be giving you five important tips on how you can be a very sought after report writer and in the end make big money. So if that's what you want to hear, you just want to stick around to the end of this video. And so yes, so let's jump into the conversation. So the five tips, the first of them is to one is to be clear in your communication. So as a report writer, you have just one job, and is to make things very easy for people to or for stakeholders to understand. If you can't deliver on that, then you're not doing your job really. So that means you have to use simple language. You have to have excellent communication skills. I mean, basically, we're just saying be clear in whatever you're writing, so that at a glance I read, I understand without asking a lot of questions. The second one is to be very accurate. I mean, this is where research skills come very important. Your research has to be accurate. So, as a rule of thumb, I usually say double check your facts before you add them to any report you're writing. You have to ensure your sources are very credible. Maybe journals, WHO, you all have to cite very reliable sources and make sure they are vetted before you put them in those reports, because you never know where that report or whose table it's going to land on. And the third one is time management. Now, I mean, most of these reports come with deadlines, very stiff deadlines. And so it helps for you to stay organized, stay efficient so that you can, meet those deadlines really. So time management is very important. So you might want to use color coding system. You might want to, you just need to find out what works for you really, just to be sure you meet those deadlines. Then the fourth one is to be very creative, right? Yes, we're just writing reports, but again, you don't want to bore your readers or whoever is writing your reports. So that's why you need to use charts, you need to use graphs, you need to use diagrams. Basically, just be creative really in your report so it's more enjoyable for those who are reading those reports. Then lastly, you should have a writing structure. I mean, maybe this should have come first, but the writing structure is very important. I mean, there are tons of videos on writing structures for report writers, but essentially, you should have an executive summary, an introduction, there's a body, there's a conclusion. You should be able to know how to use headings and subheadings to structure your report. Good. So it makes it easy for read. There are some reports you read and they are so difficult to read because there is no organization, there is no cohesion at all. So you need to have a writing structure. If you're at a loss, you could check up a couple of videos on YouTube on how to structure your report or what templates to use and follow, right? So if you follow these five tips I've just mentioned, then you're on your way to becoming a very sought after report writer, and you'll be able to negotiate higher salaries or you know based on your skill sets and all of that, right? So that's it for me on this episode. So if you've enjoyed this episode, please give us a like. Don't leave without subscribing to this video or channel rather. And until I see you in the next episode, I still remain your host, Dr. Ron, and I'll say bye for now.